Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show.
Today we're starting Western Dressage in a side saddle. We're going to continue to do Western Dressage in any saddle because if you'll watch my last show, it isn't specific to a certain kind of saddle. What it is, in my mind, Western Dressage is specific to a certain function. And around here at Shadrack Farms, we do ranch horse versatility, which lends itself to Western riding. Soft, light, over the haunches, quick movements when necessary when doing cow work. Can you do it in a side saddle? I'm investigating that. I'm going to be showing you my progress. Today we're going to do a little bit of straight paths over the haunches work with one of my mechanical cows. But before I do that, I want to read something to you. I finally found it on the internet this morning. It was hard to find. You can find dressage and side saddles. You can find a lot of videos and articles. But can you find, can you find a half pass in a side saddle? I've never been able to do it in a half pass, even in a stride saddle, because I haven't had the dedication and the patience to teach it to my horses and to myself. But I do now, and I want to make sure that even if my left leg doesn't get better after my surgery, I'm having hip surgery in a few days, that I will be able to do it in my side saddle. So this is now, this thread of Western Dressage is in any saddle, a side or a stride. But here is the article. I'm going to read just a few lines from it of a gal who kind of got bored with doing just dressage. She wanted to be able to do something as advanced as a half pass. And she says, for most of side riders, there is a tilt to the saddle which affects them. And if you're trying to do something like a half pass, which requires pressure in the left stirrup and some kind of pressure on the right, depending upon which side you're doing a half pass in, she said what happens is the side saddle tilts, and she has a picture of it on the web. So she says, while riding astride, we are told to step into the inside stirrup and weight the inside seat bone during the lateral movements to the left. But what has been drilled into our side saddle psyche, in all caps, do not weight the stirrup, lest you pull the saddle over. Here we come to a myth. When riding aside, I find myself saying to myself, I must not weight the left, I must not weight the left, when in the rare instances I should be stepping down in the stirrup to counteract the arcing of the saddle to the outside. Very complicated. This is a very long article on the internet, and if you do a search, I searched half pass training side saddle, you'll find it. It's a gal who is very aware of what it takes to do a half pass and wants to be able to do it with her side saddle, similar to me. I want to be able to do it, and I'm only now becoming quite aware of what it's going to take to do it in an astride or a side saddle. But for today, I'm getting more comfortable on Eve in this arena doing just maneuvers. And my last show called Side Saddle Maneuver shows you that I was starting to get comfortable, even stepping over the cavalettis, doing some over the haunches work without anything helping me to explain to my horse that that's what I want. I was just looking in the direction I want. And eventually, I want to do it with this neck strap. Can you come over here and we'll lift it up again? Mm-hmm. It's a neck strap that I made here out of a cable. I don't think I'm going to need a bridle on Eve to do these things. I think she's going to understand my balance. You want to put it back down? And my requests. with other cues. Okay, now I'll go ahead and let loose of the lead line. Angela's going to stay nearby in case I do have any problems. To this morning here at Shadrach Farms, there were 2 coyote running around and a bobcat. You never know where they're going to be, even in my horse corrals, because I live near a creek. Step up. And we have done a little bit of work here with this cutting machine, I call it, in the past, but I wasn't riding at the time. Eve knows to look, so Angela, you want to be close by. Scott, can you show the cutting machine and show Kyle, who's going to move the cloth cow for me very slowly. Kyle, the first post that I'm pointing to just in front of you is post 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. We probably won't do anything more than that for now. You're at 1. What I'd like you to do is very slowly move to 3. And Eva's going to see it moving. It's been a while. A little faster than that. That's okay. Watch her body language. Yeah, see, she noticed it. She says, whoops, there's something moving there. Keep going. It's all right. It's all right. Good, good, good. Okay, now move back to 2. So the cow's head is going to move in the other direction. Good, good. And a little farther, about halfway between 1 and 2. Okay, now this time when you come by, move all the way to 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you move by, I'm going to look in that direction, put my weight in my right sits bone, and ask Eve to follow it. Not go forward, just follow it. Whoa, good. We need straight stops and straight paths. Okay, now we're going to go back to 3. I'm looking. There you go. I'm not even having to use my arm extension. Whoa. Okay. Now I'm going to step a step back, and when I do, I'd like you to go to 4, assuming she's behaving. Okay. Look. Little bit of left. Whoa. Good. Straight stop. Step back. Keep going. She already knows this drill. I don't need that right leg over there to show her. She knows it. She knows it from our stride work. Okay, let's do it a little bit, a couple times more. A little open and up, back. Little bit of left leg pressure because it's there to use. Whoa, good. Let's stop. When you stop, sometimes stop and think about it, and cows do that too. Step back, go. Very nice. I'm going to come all the way to 1. Whoa. Whoa. I want her to stop. Let's think about it. Okay, and now we're going to step back and go back up to 3. Back. And if she doesn't do it, so wait. If she doesn't do it, then stop. This is a training device. Over the haunches. Whoa. Good. I didn't even have to tug on the reins. Okay. Let's fool her and go to 4. She's got see, she was about to turn. Okay, whoa. And when I I tuck my butt. She was about to turn because she thought, oh, that's the rules here. Now she's getting a little bit nervous because she wants to please me. She said, wait a minute, that thing's not moving. I'll tell you what, let's fool her again. Go to 5. Whoa. Good. She's watching. It really helps to have a training device like this to help them understand the cues and what you want, because associated with moving with this moving object, I'm giving her certain consistent cues, especially with my balance in the saddle. Okay, I would like you to go all the way back to 2. I'm going to step back. Don't want her to go too fast. I got to bump her down. Whoa. Okay, let's wait till there's a car behind, and that's a little bit distracting. Whoa. Of course, this is going to be we're going to be doing it faster and faster, and behind me there's another cutting machine On a longer cable, it goes faster and gives you a chance to pick up a fast trot or a canter. On the short one, though, this is really good for beginning training. I'm making sure that I'm feeling comfortable on this, centered on the side saddle, balanced. A little bit of fly problems here, so we'll quit in a moment. I'm very happy with what's happening. So we're at 1, 2, we're at 2, let's go to 5, but I'm gonna step back, look over, keep her back, a little bit of left leg pressure, good, whoa, good, good, we're gonna go back to 1, wait, she anticipated that, whoa, and I gotta keep balance so I don't feel like I'm being thrown to one side, She's really anticipating. Not good, but I like the enthusiasm. Let's wait now. Okay, when I step back, let's go back to 1. But she's got to slow down, so I'm just tugging a little bit, not a lot of pressure. Whoa, whoa. This time when I step back, don't move. She thinks every time I step back, she has to go over her haunches. I'm just looking over her ears. A little bit of tug. Whoa. Whoa. Let's wait. Patience is important. Balance is important. I just felt like I was losing my balance. We're going to go, we're at 1, let's go to 3. If we're successful, we'll stop. So wait till I step back, get some over the haunches, okay. To 3, whoa, and I like that. That was without pressure. She listened to me. She's getting the idea that she's to follow this moving object and listen to the cues I can give her in this aside saddle. And that's all for today. Sonya Sokolow. We have Eve in a stride saddle, a Western saddle, that we've ridden her many times. We're just kind of showing you baseline behavior on Eve and going to give you a little bit of a history on her. She will be my side saddle horse, and it has always been my objective to be able to do a half pass with a horse. And after my surgery, when I am able to ride again in my side saddle and or my astride saddle, I want to work with Eve very patiently here in the arena to get her to half pass for me in any saddle. So Katie today is riding Eve in the usual Western saddle. And we're showing you what we're trying to do today to display baseline behavior. You see how Eve's head is coming up? Can you use the Alrag using reins to get that nose down? If you can't, bump her down with your bridle reins. Eve has always, there you go. Eve has always been very sensitive to leg pressure. And you know what? In a side saddle, you of course have a stirrup only on one side. So we're trying to figure out then how do you teach a half pass? And we found a 6-part video by J.P. Giacomini. He is J.P. Natural Dressage that is giving us an idea how to do it. And in part 6 of 6, J.P. says, you know, a really well-trained horse can read your signals just from your body weight. So we figure, okay, we'll use an astride saddle with both our stirrups. Yeah. Doing all of the focus gathering exercises that we've learned to use all these years. And then we will associate body weight, sits bone weight on the saddle with weight in the stirrup. And be able to explain with our body weight and light reins what it is we want Eve to do with her body when we're asking her for a half pass. And a half pass requires an arc, and it requires crossover in not a straight path. Kind of a straight path, but with crossover leg movements. Really complicated. It is not first level dressage. It is an upper level dressage training task. And I've only seen one video that I've been able to find so far on YouTube where a gorgeous dressage horse with a very well-appointed female dressage rider shows just a perfect, to my eyeballs anyway, half pass in both directions. Of course, I don't know how she trained the horse to do that. So we're just trying to keep looking. We'll keep looking on Google to try to find training videos. But the best one we could find so far on training for the half pass is with an astride saddle. So while I'm having my surgery, which is scheduled in 3 days, Katie, and maybe my other helper too who rides, she rides mostly Sadie, will help Eve to understand body weight cues at the same time keeping the pace that we want to keep, and maybe showing you how we will try to teach Eve a half pass in an astride saddle. Okay, why don't you come over here? I've kind of introduced the objective and why we're doing this at this point in our Western Dressage thread. But coming close and knowing that you don't have a mic on, so speak up a bit. Just tell us what you felt just now, knowing Eve the way we do.
She's very calm today. I'm having to use hardly any leg on her. I'm trying to just give really light rein commands and using my body, and she's responding well to it. The main thing I'm really trying to get through to her is to keep a slow trot without throwing her head up. And that's how she's always been. Anytime she picks up speed, she throws her head up and stops listening to the rider. So I think hopefully just with a lot more practice and getting her back into things, she'll be softer and better at all that.
Would you be willing to try to pick up a canter with the correct lead or the lead that she naturally will take, just so we can show how fast she tries to canter? We really haven't successfully explained to Eve how to do a slow lope. We're working on that too. It will take a long time. If we can teach her the counter canter on a straight path, we can slow down that gallop. But it's kind of tricky to teach a counter canter to a horse that gets as stressed as you can see Eve is in her body language, moving at a canter pace. Why don't you come over here and tell us what you perceive?
Oh. She started off at a slow canter. And then as she gets more into it and more right-brained, I guess she just speeds up and you lose control. That wasn't the worst I've ever been on a canter on her, but it's not. As a rider, cantering on her, you feel like you can't really communicate with her, and she's just a block that you don't really have control over.
Okay, we're hoping that Western Dressage will help us one small step at a time to gain control over her. Now here on this end of the arena is our long cable cow, moving cow machine. And with a nice controlled canter, you can easily pick up a canter and do a rollback and all of that you have to do. But with Eve, we find it difficult because she gets so stressed. And I would love to be able to do that in a side saddle someday. But boy, do we have a lot of work to do yet in the astride saddle, where we can use our legs, teach her body weight, teach her neck reining better, and you know, actually, can we improve her confidence in us? That's what we need to do. So now what I'm going to ask you to do, Katie, time permitting, is take her out to the trail. Eve is okay on the trail, usually, unless there's noise in the bushes, or unless she knows she's coming home, and then she jigs.
Yeah.
That's all part of losing confidence.
She only jigs in the cow pasture.
Yeah, I know, because she knows she's coming home. If she knows the direction of home, she says, uh-oh, I want to get there. So you've got to do all kinds of things like serpentines and turning circles and going the other direction to tell her with answers from you that says, no, you're not going to get home faster by jigging. That's the way we perceive her jigging is coming from. She says, oh, I got to get home. She loves it at home. She loves being with her herd mates. And so she jigs on the way home. And we don't want to hang on her bit, hang on her mouth, trying to slow her down. We just are using other techniques to make her realize she's not going to get home any faster if she jigs. Okay, so each time we ride, when time permits, we take her out to one trail or the other, give her a chance to experience bunnies, lizards, quail in the bushes, and experience the ride back home. And that's all for today. Sonya Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl. A short session with Sadie today. We're going to have Katie on Sadie, who's been here for several years and has watched Sadie grow up. Sadie is not as responsive and submissive yet as we'd like her to be, and that's why we're trying to get her to lay down at our request. We've done about 3 videos with all kinds of techniques, and every time Sadie hops around or actually went down on her knees, both knees once, but we couldn't get her to lay down. We just feel that that would be a good exercise to accomplish with Sadie, to get her mind to realize that she needs to be submissive to us when we're asking for submission. But in the meantime, Katie is just going to show you for a few minutes where Sadie is on changing her leads. And before we turn on the camera, Katie did a little bit of work. Can you describe where you think she's at, and then let's show it.
I can't say that I think she's any different than what Sarah commented on. She is very stiff in her neck. The reason I got this crop out was because she doesn't give transitions in a canter easily. She's lazy, and she's just not really willing. And she, in the canter and trot, she won't collect up easily, and she gets very stiff. And she does hardly responding to body weight. Most of it's rein control with her.
Okay, and this is Western Dressage. And remember, I'm defining that here at Shadrack Farms as we're trying to get cues, imperceptible cues that work with our horses, and on exercises that will ultimately be helpful to us in ranch horse versatility. And stiffness in the neck and failure to transition into a canter and unresponsiveness to body weight is not good. We're at level 0 with Sadie on those things. We're going to be working through this thread of Western Dressage here at Shadrack Farms as best we can with all 3 of my Morgan horses. And if I'm not riding, it's only because I'm still recuperating from my left hip arthritis problem and possible repair. Tomorrow is my surgery. See how Katie is using that arm extension on her right side, which is something that I'm going to have to rely on with my side saddle work for a while, but we're hoping. Hey, you've got the counter canter there. Did you know that? There you go. And then there's the traditional canter lead in the counterclockwise direction. I don't know if I'll ever try the side saddle on Sadie or not, but I am working with it on Eve in this Western Dressage thread. That was a figure 8 and a flying change. We're going to try to get those changes on a straight path. And I'm going to leave the arena just in case Sadie does not stay in a circle. We do have caballos on Sadie and Eve when we ride, because their hooves are a little bit softer than Semi's, a different genetic line, and we don't like to shoe our horses if we can help it. So when we do performance or trail, yeah, we put the caballos on the front feet. By the way, Sadie is my best trail horse. So just like human beings are good at certain things and not at others, so too are horses. Okay, tell us what you were trying to do, what she was successful in doing.
I was just, you can see her canter's still a little fast. She used to have a much slower canter and more comfortable than that. She's really stiff. She won't stay on the fence. She goes on her own path a lot of the times, and I have to correct her. She's just not responsive to the rider at all.
Okay, and did you try to do a change on a straight path?
Yeah.
And have her go down to simple? Did she go down to simple?
She went down to a trot.
Yeah, which is a simple change. And then did she pick up the other lead?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and we know how to do that. We've done some shows on that. Okay, and by the way, Sarah did notice that she was cantering slower last time. So maybe it's the wind, maybe it's your crop has got her stressed. We'll see. We'll proceed with this Western Dressage. All 3 of my Morgan horses, and we're happy to show you when we have progress, and if we're having problems, we'll show you how we deal with them. Sonya Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl.
As a postscript, Katie and I discussed that we will work with Sadie to keep her shoulders up and straight, which may slow down her canter. See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.